This is an iHeart podcast.
Welcome in, everyone, to Lively Lewis Stories.
That's right. We're back with even more awesome adventures with Levi and Ivy.
Set your storytime meter to fun and get ready to join the Lively Lewis crew.
All you need is your imagination and...
Off we go! I can't wait to see where our story takes us today.
Have you ever wanted to get more Lively Lewis in your life?
Well, we've got you covered.
Grab an adult and zoom over to livelylewisshop.com.
Or just click on the link in our show notes.
Enough about that. Let's get to today's super Lively Lewis story.
The story you're about to enjoy was inspired by Kennedy. Thank you so much for your amazing idea. Another rainy day, sighed Levi with his head in his hands as he sat at the kitchen table in his family's vacation house, pushing cereal around in his bowl with his spoon. Yep, another day of card games and coloring books, added Ivy as she played with a yo-yo in the living room. Now, rainy days can be fun, but 4 rainy days in a row when you're on vacation at the beach, it's just a little much. And for Levi and Ivy and their parents, they were quickly running out of things to do inside, and it was showing. How about we have a raindrop race on the glass doors that lead out to the deck? Suggested Levi and Ivy's mom. We already did that yesterday, answered Ivy. We could do an art project, suggested Levi and Ivy's dad. We finished up our last art project last night, replied Levi. I just wish Mom and Dad would find something cool for us to do, whispered Levi to Ivy, or ask us what we want to do. I know, I couldn't be any more bored with this vacation, Ivy whispered back. While Ivy and Levi couldn't see their parents when they were talking, their parents could hear every word they said, and it didn't make them feel good. At this point, they had done all the indoor tourist activities in town. They went to the little aquarium at the end of the pier, the candy shop, the seaside gift shop, and the library. Levi and Ivy's parents knew they were running out of things to do, but they were trying their best to think of more. However, Levi and Ivy were not being appreciative at all. It's tough to be a parent in a situation like this. You want your kids to be happy, but there's not much you can do because you can't control the weather. Let me just check and see if we missed any other things we can do in town, said Levi and Ivy's mom to their dad as she was looking on her phone. It's just that the reception isn't great here, and looking things up takes forever. I just wish the kids would make some suggestions, or at least understand how hard it is that we're trying to make this rainy beach vacation fun, said Levi and Ivy's dad, sounding a bit down. It's no fun for us either, you know? I'd love to be swimming or surfing or building a sandcastle in the sun right now. I know, I'm feeling bad too, answered Levi and Ivy's mom. They just seem so done with everything. Maybe we should just go home early. And just as she said that, she heard a bing on her phone. When she looked down, she saw a website that she had never seen before. The Ocean Story Sailors Museum, read Levi and Ivy's mom. It's a museum filled with only sailor stories. That could definitely be fun. I think so too. Just keep your fingers crossed that Levi and Ivy feel the same way, said Levi and Ivy's dad. That's when they walked into the living room and told their kids they were going to the Ocean Story Sailors Museum that morning. The idea was met with little enthusiasm, but it was something new, so Levi and Ivy slowly got up and went to get dressed. Once they had their rain boots, raincoats, and umbrellas, they all headed to the car. And since the seaside town that they were in was quite small, it didn't take long to get there. However, it was kind of an unusual place. It was nestled between 2 old storefronts in a part of town they hadn't seen before. All the way at the north end of the beach, the outside of the museum was weathered-looking from years of seaside storms, and the sign outside was faded from the sun. I can't believe we've never heard of this place before. I'm so excited we found it, said Levi and Ivy's mom, trying to be upbeat. Arr, mateys, I know we'll have a great time here, said Levi and Ivy's dad, trying to be funny. Get it? Because we're at a sailor's museum. Levi and Ivy didn't even crack a smile, but instead held their umbrellas over their heads and walked inside. The museum was only one room, but it was piled from floor to ceiling with hundreds of dusty, old-looking books. A man sitting in a rocking chair by the window got up slowly when they were all inside. Welcome to the Ocean Story Sailors Museum. I've been expecting you, said the man. The name's Conroy Tide. You've been expecting us? Asked Levi, sounding a bit surprised. how did he know we were coming to the museum today? Well, what I meant was, I figured it was just a matter of time before you'd stop by because of all the rain, said Conroy. Everyone's been looking for inside activities this whole week. Oh, okay, said Levi, looking around at all the books. Just what I wanted to do on my summer vacation at the beach. Read. Ivy sighed, looking around as their parents could tell they were not happy to be there. They felt bad for a moment, but then those feelings faded. They were instead a bit upset that their kids weren't even giving this place a chance, and after they had been trying so hard all week to make their rainy days fun, they just couldn't take it anymore. Conroy could see this and asked if Levi and Ivy's parents wanted to explore the museum for a bit because he had a sailor story to share with the kids. They agreed and walked away to take a few deep breaths and try to enjoy their time at the museum. Hey, kiddos, why don't you sit down with me for a minute while your parents look around, said Conroy. I have a story to share with you. It's about a first mate who thought the captain of the giant ship he was on had the easiest job in the world. The book is called The First Mate and the Captain. Conroy grabbed a large, old-looking book off the bookshelf next to him and opened it up. It was filled with amazing drawings of giant ships, fierce oceans, and amazing sea life. He went on to explain that the first mate thought the captain had it easy on the ship. He could do whatever he wanted, and the whole crew had to do everything he said. It sounds like kids and parents, giggled Ivy. Yeah, I feel like Mom and Dad can do whatever they want, and we just have to go along with it, said Levi. Now, I don't know about that, said Conroy, and I may have just the thing to help you realize that for yourself. Stay here while I get your parents. Conroy called over Levi and Ivy's parents to join him with the kids. He then told them all to put one hand on the book he was holding. As they each touched the book, the rain seemed to fall harder outside and lightning lit up the sky. Thunder could be heard rumbling in the distance, and the lights in the museum flickered on and off. Keep your hands on the book, Conroy insisted. The story in these pages is about one person who is misunderstood by another. The first mate thinks the captain has it easy, while the captain wishes some days that he could just be a first mate again. His job is tough and thankless sometimes, but he has to keep going for the good of the ship and his crew. Levi and Ivy and their parents didn't quite know where this story was going or why they had to keep their hands on this book. That is until Conroy said this. Levi and Ivy are like the first mate, and your parents are like the captain. The only way you're going to understand how the other one feels is by walking a mile in their shoes. Ugh. I guess we have to walk for a mile in the rain now, groaned Levi. The lights flickered on and off more intensely as a crash of lightning struck so close they thought it had hit the museum. Whoa, that was a close one, exclaimed Ivy, looking at Levi. On the count of 3, you will be given the opportunity to switch from first mate to captain and the other way around, said Conroy. Use your time wisely to see the world from another's point of view. 3, 2, 1. With those final words came one last loud rumble of thunder and a blinding lightning strike that made Levi and Ivy and their parents close their eyes. When they opened them up, Conroy was gone and the museum was quiet. Rain fell lightly outside now, while Levi and Ivy and their parents tried to make sense out of what just had happened. Sweetheart, are you okay? Said a voice that sounded familiar, but a bit out of place. I'm fine, Mom, but can we get out of here now? Said another voice sounding quite similar to the first. It was then that everyone realized what was going on, and it was nothing they could have ever imagined. Ivy had switched bodies with her mom, and Levi had switched bodies with his dad. Oh my goodness! Everyone exclaimed at the same time. Conroy tricked us, or put some magic spell on us, exclaimed Levi and Ivy's mom, sounding like Ivy. Or maybe he's put a pirate's curse on us, which could actually be really cool, said Levi and Ivy's dad, sounding like Levi. Don't be silly, you two, said Ivy, sounding like her mom. There has got to be a good common sense explanation for all of this. But as they each sat there in stunned silence, they quickly came to realize that they had been switched bodies and they didn't know how to get everything back to normal. Okay, everyone, just calm down, said Levi, sounding like his dad. We need to think back to what Conroy said, and I'm sure we can find some helpful clues there. How can you be so calm? Said Levi and Ivy's dad. We could be stuck like this forever. I'm the dad. I have to stay calm, even if I'm freaking out because a guy from a sailor museum made us switch bodies, said Levi. Well, I'm glad you guys are here because if it was just me, all alone, I'd be super scared, said Levi and Ivy's mom. Don't worry, sweetheart, we'll figure this out together, said Ivy, giving her mom a big hug and making her feel better. Maybe we just need to find Conroy, said Levi. Or maybe we can just read this note that Conroy left for us, giggled Ivy. I would have seen the note eventually, said Levi. The note read, Dear Levi, Ivy, and your parents, when you came into the museum today, I could tell that you needed a little help. Sometimes the only way to know how another person is feeling or what their life is really like is to walk a mile in their shoes, as the old saying goes. This is the start of your mile-long walk. Levi and Ivy, you have to experience life as your parents for the afternoon. Levi and Ivy's parents, you have to experience life as your kids for the afternoon. By the end of it all, I hope you realize that what the first mate realized in the book I was telling you about. See you soon, Conroy. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the story and learned a little something too.
And since we know everyone has their own story, we'd love to hear yours.
If you have an idea for a Lively Lewis story, leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, your idea, and your little one's name.
Then maybe our next adventure will be with you.
Until our next Storytime Hangout.
Thanks for listening. We can't wait to share another fun Lively Lewis story with you.
This is an iHeart podcast.